He took little X.
Funny. A little Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X.
All the sort of federal money going to media companies is what helps explain why the legacy media all says the same thing at the same time.
Elon Musk is no stranger to stirring up debate, but this time, he didn't pick the fight. Instead, one of daytime television's most outspoken talk shows, The View, decided to take aim at something few expected.
I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation. The show has allowed all kinds of people to come on, people we agree with, people we don't agree with. Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference.
Musk's 4-year-old son. The instant the hosts made their cutting remarks, the internet lit up with outrage and disbelief.
I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay?
You take aim at a 4-year-old? I mean, look, I get that he's operating at your reading level, but come on. At least have the decency to go.
Viewers wondered if they'd just witnessed a line being crossed, one that can't be uncrossed. But things escalated even further when Musk himself fired back, taking this controversy from daytime chatter to a media firestorm that could reshape The View forever. Elon Musk, the billionaire innovator behind companies like Tesla and SpaceX, has never shied away from public scrutiny. While his Twitter presence often invites heated debates, Musk usually keeps his personal life, especially his children, out of the spotlight. On the flip side, The View has built its brand on fiery discussions and unfiltered opinions, featuring a panel that rarely holds back. So when Whoopi Goldberg, a household name and one of The View's most recognized hosts, made an offhand comment about Musk's son, it wasn't just another headline. The moment she cracked that joke, a tidal wave of indignation started rolling in, fueled by loyal Elon supporters and everyday viewers who couldn't believe they'd just heard a child be ridiculed on daytime TV. From the outside, it seemed almost trivial. After all, Musk's son's name has been a topic of curiosity for years. But hearing that name mocked in front of a live studio audience brought the debate to an entirely different level. There was an immediate sense that this wasn't just typical daytime banter. Something had gone off the rails. The comment itself was quick and snappy, something about how Musk chose such an unusual name. At first, there was a smattering of laughter from the audience. After all, The View is known for comedic jabs. But as soon as the clip hit social media, it was a completely different story. Instead of giggles, there was outrage. Online, people labeled it cruel, uncalled for, and bullying. Suddenly, the show that often champions inclusivity and acceptance found itself under the microscope. Critics and fans alike were asking, how can you champion progressive values while openly mocking a child? Live on the air, the backlash wasn't limited to Twitter. Facebook posts, TikTok commentaries, and headlines on entertainment sites echoed the same sentiment. The View crossed a line, and they might not be able to walk it back easily. Public conversation shifted from the usual celebrity gossip to something more personal. Parents, especially, took offense. Many viewers brought up their own experiences, times they'd been mocked or singled out for their names, backgrounds, or family decisions. It became clear that this was about more than a single insensitive remark. It was about basic respect, and some felt The View had none to spare for a 4-year-old child. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more heated, Joy Behar, another of the show's longtime hosts, jumped into the fray. Instead of adding a voice of reason, Joy launched into a full-blown rant, turning the conversation even more personal. She questioned Musk's priorities and criticized him for bringing his child into the public eye at all. One moment, she was joking about the child's name, and the next, she was suggesting that if Musk wanted to avoid ridicule, maybe he should have made different choices, jabbing at everything from his finances to his decisions about fatherhood. It was a dizzying pivot that left the audience in stunned silence. If mocking a child's name was bad, turning it into a lecture on reproductive choices was something else entirely. For a show that thrives on lively debate, this felt less like a typical segment and more like a meltdown. To some, it seemed that Joy was goading Musk, almost daring him to respond. And respond he did, only not in the way that The View might have expected. Elon Musk is notorious for engaging head-on when he feels provoked. Whether he's sparring with politicians or calling out corporate giants, he has a track record of not holding back. This situation was no different. But there was one key twist. It involved his son. Anyone who's followed Musk's public spats knows he can be relentless, But when it comes to protecting his children, he goes into full-blown defensive mode. The moment clips of Whoopi and Joy's comments spread online, Musk fired off a series of social media posts condemning The View for what he called reprehensible bullying. He didn't mince words, labeling the remarks disgusting and proof of the show's true colors. With that, the gloves were off, and the controversy vaulted from a TV moment to a major media scandal. In a matter of hours, Musk's posts racked up millions of views. He hinted that The View was less about honest opinion and more about pushing personal agendas. He even called into question the integrity of the network itself, suggesting they lacked proper oversight. The impact was immediate and intense, as viewers split into warring camps, some defending the hosts, others aligning with Musk. The View found itself in a precarious position it could no longer ignore. In the wake of Musk's counterattack, the show's producers reportedly scrambled to figure out how to contain the fallout. According to various insiders, the mood behind the scenes at ABC was pure chaos. Major advertisers, the financial backbone of any TV program, began questioning their relationship with a show that suddenly found itself in a moral and public relations debacle. It wasn't just a flurry of negative tweets. Calls for an outright boycott of The View gained traction online under hashtags like #CancelTheView. Petitions started circulating, urging networks to take action. Parents groups, political figures, and even some celebrities came forward to criticize the show's treatment of a child as fodder for cheap laughs. Inside the ABC boardrooms, crisis meetings were supposedly held around the clock. Executives worried that if the outrage continued to build, they could lose crucial sponsors. Everyone wanted to know if Whoopi or Joy would apologize. But in typical fashion, the hosts were hesitant to back down, at least at first. Instead, the network tried to do damage control by claiming the remarks were taken out of context. But viewers had the unedited clips, and it was hard to spin what was already public. So what happens next? For starters, some reports suggest that advertisers are pulling back, at least until the network issues a more formal response. Losing sponsor money is no small matter, especially for a daytime talk show that relies heavily on commercial revenue. If the outrage persists, The View could face a downward spiral in ratings and profitability. Then there's Elon Musk. When he threatened further action, speculation flew in every direction. Could he sue the show for defamation or harassment?
Possibly.
Some sources theorize that he might use his massive influence to ensure The View feels this blow financially. He's done it before, after all. He once threatened to move Tesla's operations out of California over disputes with local officials, and he made good on some of those threats. The show's audience is also splintering. Certain viewers insist that Whoopi and Joy did nothing wrong, chalking this up to comedic commentary that got blown out of proportion. But plenty of others feel this is a point of no return. They argue there's a difference between teasing an adult celebrity and ridiculing a 4-year-old. Even those who don't typically side with Elon Musk are coming to his defense on this point. Over the years, The View has weathered its share of controversies. Hosts have come and gone, each bringing their own brand of drama. But this scandal seems different. It strikes at a more universal taboo, mocking a defenseless child. The conversation has stopped being about Elon Musk's popularity and started being about what's morally off-limits. Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, two veterans of the show, are in the hottest seat of their careers. Their usual confidence in standing by their statements has collided with a sudden wave of backlash they might not have fully anticipated. Some longtime viewers are questioning whether The View has lost its way, turning from provocative discussion to mean-spirited attacks. Insiders say the network is pressuring the hosts to address the situation directly. That could mean anything from an on-air apology to a more dramatic shakeup of the panel. If the sponsors keep walking away, ABC may have no choice but to implement harsher measures. Could we see forced resignations, or even the entire show facing cancellation? That might sound extreme, but in a cutthroat world where advertisers dictate the bottom line, it's not impossible. For now, the fate of The View rests on a knife's edge. One poorly chosen remark has mushroomed into a massive dispute involving one of the world's most influential figures, and he's made it clear he's not backing down. As fans and critics alike watch this drama unfold, the central questions linger. Will Musk escalate his retaliation? Will The View attempt a genuine apology? Or will they stand firm and risk even greater losses? Whatever happens, this isn't just about whether a TV host can poke fun at a billionaire's child. It's about the boundaries of modern media, the expectations we have for public figures, and the real-world consequences that can follow a few rash words. In an era where social media can elevate a scandal overnight, the stakes have never been higher. Only time will tell if The View can emerge from this firestorm with its reputation and sponsorships intact, or if this controversy has sparked a downfall that no amount of PR spin can salvage. Either way, this clash has become more than just a footnote in Hollywood gossip. It's a turning point that might redefine how daytime television navigates the treacherous waters of public opinion. Until the dust settles, one thing's for sure: the rest of us will be watching to see who blinks first in this very public standoff. Will it be a lesson in humility for The View? Or will Elon Musk pull the ultimate power play? Whatever the outcome, the ripples will be felt long after the last headline fades. If you have thoughts on how far is too far when it comes to TV commentary, drop your opinions below. And if you want to stay ahead of the next big controversy, because it seems there's always another one waiting, be sure to subscribe. This story's not over, and the next twist could be right around the corner.